name is Gabrielle Matthews, soon to be a Roscoe. I am getting married soon, so I'm excited about that. What I would say about my coaching is that I'm definitely a heart-centered coach. What I do comes from my heart, and I definitely put a lot of love into my clients and into what I do. I tend to feel everything with my heart. I have a lot of passion and emotion behind what I do, and I care very, very deeply about what I do. This is not at all something that is just about money or success or status or recognition, not hardly, because as a life coach, I'm definitely in the back seat. I'm at the bottom. This isn't about me. And I love that. I love putting all of me into somebody else, which my fiance loves that too, but I love putting the best of me into somebody else to make them better than what they are. So all of that comes from my heart, comes from the center of me. So I would definitely say I'm a heart-centered coach. My clients call me compassionate. And I take a lot of good care of my clients. And I care about what I do and protecting them and making sure that they are safe and in a good situation. So yeah, I definitely would want everybody to know that I'm heart-centered and what I do comes from my heart and comes from the center of who I am for sure. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say this was destined for me. I do think that this was destined for me. And I think that my entire life's journey has led me to this. But if I can think about in a very 3D world, what inspired me. When I was younger, my mother and my father planted a seed about life coaching. We grew up in the church, so they were going to be doing some life coaching there, and they planted the seed. I didn't think anything of it ever again until about a year ago. I was a bartender at a restaurant here in Atlanta, and a lady saw me in passing. She wasn't even like my customer. She saw me in passing, and she said something along the lines of, if you ever want your life to be better than what it is, which I definitely did. I always want to be better than I am. She's like, if you ever want your life to be better than what it is, or if you want to reach your greatest potential, something life coachy. And she gave me her card. She was like, call me. And I was like, what? And she had no idea I was going to go home and immediately see what a life coach is. I was not about to go see how I could be her client. I was like, what made her do that? So I went home, went to Google and saw what a life coach was. And I was like, wow, I see why she was an angel to me. Like, she definitely was supposed to do that. And when I saw that, I was like, this is my life's work, which is so funny because eventually, all you're Googling, all these ads, and the algorithm is so good. It starts to send you more things about life coaching. And the more it sent me, I was just like, yes, all of these things make sense. And then I have no clue how Life Coach EDU, I don't, like, again, it could have been like a Google thing. And they said, do your life's work. And I was like, yes. And then I saw that they had this, it was like, oh, try out a session for free and see what life coaching is like. I was like, yes. And so then I did it. And I was actually placed with who would later become my trainer, Brittany. I was placed with her and another girl. And oh my gosh, and that session was so powerful. These were people, Brittany was on the other side of the world and this girl was on the other side of the world, and we had our cameras off. We weren't even looking at each other. But oh my gosh, there was such momentum and such movement and such stuff was happening inside and outside. And I was like, this is it. I was like, nothing has ever set my heart on fire like that did. And I was like, I want to do this. So you guys got me. I'm signing up. And ever since then, I have fallen in love with coaching. And I love, Life Coach EDU. I love everybody that I've met there. And I'm so happy, like you said, I'm here forever. I'm so happy to be able to grow with you guys. You guys have been, you guys were at the very beginning, and you guys have been part of all of these crazy questions that I've had. But I'm so happy to be able to grow in my education with you guys for sure. I really am. So I've had a lot of my firsts already, which you have to have your first in order to have the last, right? So I'm very grateful. I've had my first paying client. I've had my first interview. I've had my first website launch. I've had a lot of my first photo shoots. I've had a lot of firsts. I've given out my first business card, right? Those moments, those first moments that make this feel very real. I've had a lot of those, and I've learned to celebrate those little moments so I can have more of those little moments. So since I've had my first, I'm very grateful for that. And now what I'm trying to do is operate more in my strengths to expand myself. While I love working hard, I would much rather work smart. And I know that I'm good at speaking. So what I'm trying to do now is see how I can influence and impact people besides just being a life coach. So what that looks like is building new platforms. I think a lot of coaches have podcasts, but I definitely aim to begin that and have a first with that as well. And also to become a speaker, which is crazy to say because I never would have considered myself a speaker. But I remember one of the coaches, Brittany, she had a session. It was like your inner child. It was like, do your inner child. And we went back and I asked my inner child, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she just threw her hands up and it was something big. And I immediately remembered that I've always wanted to be on stage, and I've literally gone through these phases. At one point, I wanted to be an actress. At one point, I wanted to be a model. At one time, I literally was like, I can even be a comedian. If that means I can be on a stage and have an audience. But like you said, life coaching gives people the opportunity to do so many things. And I'm very excited to be able to go down the path of being a speaker, a public speaker, and to be able to impact more people than just the people who I coach. So I'm definitely interested in building that platform and impacting a broader, bigger group of people and not just the people who my coaching business may be geared for. So that's very exciting. Oh, my vision for my coaching business, I kind of feel like a little cliche when I say I want to impact the whole world. And that's what I used to tell myself. I want to reach the whole world. And I do want to reach the whole world. I feel like the day and age that we live in, it's not that hard. But I think my ultimate vision is that everyone, everywhere is able to live their truth passionately and be who they truly are passionately. I think that it is so easy to live a life that doesn't genuinely make you happy. This is going to go dark really quickly, and I really don't care if we keep this in. But there was a point when Robin Williams took his own life, that was the biggest eye opener for me, because I was like, he has impacted the world. He has touched so many. What is it that makes people who get so high up take their own lives? So then I immediately realized that it is not about money and it is not about success at all, right? You can have all of that and these people still will take their own lives. And I realized that your life is about walking in what is true for you, doing what is true for you, whatever that looks like. So my vision is that everyone everywhere, that this has no limit to anybody. Everyone everywhere is able to uncover their truth and live in that passionately and unapologetically. Yeah, I want people to be free, so yeah. The advice that I would give to somebody who wants to be a coach is to check in with yourself and see why you want to do this. From my little experience with the other coaches, we tend to have like minds, right? We genuinely kind of have, I want to say, like a selfless heart. And that's what I would say. If you want to be a coach, I think you should make sure you're doing this for other people and not necessarily for yourself, because it does take from your cup. But if you love doing this, it will fill your cup right back up. So if you're doing this because you know that it is a lucrative business, or if you're doing this because you see the success in it, I do not advise that, because you'll probably burn out very fast. You'll realize how much of your inner self that this is taking. So if you want to be a coach, check in with yourself first and make sure that you are not doing this for yourself, but that you are doing this for the people that you could potentially help, for sure. Oh my gosh, enjoy the journey. That's what I would say. Stop and smell the roses. And it's so funny because I was just talking to my fiance about this yesterday, how my mother is like that. She loves to stop and smell the roses. She'll smell all the roses if she has to. But I would definitely say, enjoy your journey. I think that the world we live in makes it easy for us to put goals on ourselves and achievements and success and marking things off of our list, that I think it takes away from the beauty of the present moment. And so I would say, enjoy exactly where you are, because it is just as valuable as where you want to be, if not more valuable, because it is what is promised to you. Your present moment is the only thing that is promised to you. So make those moments the good moments. Learn the lessons you're supposed to learn in those moments, because our life is just a cultivation of lessons anyway. So learn the lesson you're supposed to learn, right? Enjoy this present moment. Take what you're supposed to take so that your tomorrow can be better. So don't rush yourself, please. Don't rush yourself. Know that there are breadcrumbs on your journey, so you're going to get there anyway. So just have fun with where you are, right? You're going to have stressors in 5 years. You're going to have stressors in 2 years. You're going to have stressors in 30 days. So just enjoy the stressor or lack of stressor that you have in this present moment, for sure. Definitely enjoy your journey, and do not be so quick to get to the destination. It's like when you take shots, it's like all day long we're trying to get to the destination. But no, like, have a glass of wine and sip on your glass of wine and enjoy your glass of wine, because it is just as good as all those shots. So yes, relax and enjoy the journey. I would say, and these are the 4 pillars of my business, but I think coaching is spirituality. I think coaching is wellness. I think coaching is leadership. I think coaching is excellence. I think coaching is submission. I think that when I say excellence, I think excellent leadership is what a coach is, because I think to know or to be able to make another person better than what they are, and to not have any recognition, because people care about recognition, but to not care about the recognition, I think, is ultimate leadership. It's like, this is not about me. This is about you and you being better than what you are. And that actually takes me back to when I was in high school. I played a lot of sports. So, and one of the ones that I played was track. And obviously on the track team, there are so many kinds of people, but it's so diverse. You have distance runners, you have sprinters, you have the people who do the fields, who do the, don't necessarily run, but they're doing all the field events. So it's a diverse group of people coming under this one umbrella. And I remember the year we had our award ceremony, the award that usually goes to seniors, I won it as a junior. And that award was called the Excalibur Award. And what it was an award that represented excellence, leadership, integrity, and courageousness. And I wasn't expecting that at all. But then when I think about, in hindsight, why I got it, and I think about why those people told me I got it, it's because I was always the one who was cheering for everyone else. It was never for myself. In fact, sometimes when it came to myself, I was so stressed out and so afraid that I would not be good. But when it came to everyone else on my team, I was down there front and center, blood, sweat, and tears, making sure that they finished in a way that made them proud. And it was so selfless. Like, I wasn't doing it for recognition, but the fact that it got recognition from all of them, like, that was an award that the coach doesn't give out. That is an award that the team collectively, they vote for somebody who they feel like was impactful, which I think coaching is impactful. But they voted for someone that they felt like represented those things, and they thought it was me. And I was like, wow, I think that's you guys, right? So I think to be able to lay down like that, or to be able to be all the way in the back and knowing that, whoever you're doing it for is going to be all the way at the top, I think that is what coaching is. And I think that is beautiful. I think that is submission. I think that is excellent. I think that is impactful leadership. And I think it is totally necessary. It definitely has impacted my life. First and foremost, I would say that I was able to find my thing. For myself, I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I was like, what is my thing? Like, what do I want to do? What am I good at? And being able to find coaching summed it up for me. Like, it has put everything that I'm good at and that I love to do into two words, life coaching. So definitely has helped me find my purpose for sure. And I think that has helped me lead myself more purposeful. I've been more purposeful in everything that I've done because I have found a title, I guess, so to say. Um, and then I'm not gonna say it put me in a box, but while it helped me figure out my path, it opened up such a horizon. Like, so many people have been able to go down so many different avenues with life coaching. And I've never been a type of person to stick myself to one thing. In fact, a couple years ago, I had a manifestation wall. And one of the things is that I'm a woman of many hats. And I'm so happy that coaching is going to help me do that, right? Between actually coaching, it's going to help me teach, it's going to help me speak, it's going to help me write. It's this one thing that has really helped me figure out my why. Probably, and really, to go so deep, it has probably helped me figure out why I'm on this earth, to be honest. That's why I say I really do think this is my life's work. So now I'm so happy to be able to get out there and do this for the people that I do it for. I'm so happy that my talents and my strengths and my gifts are not going to go to waste at all. In fact, I'll be able to use all of these things to the best of my abilities, but for the greater good of humanity and for other people. And I'm so happy that I have a path that will help me do those things. I'm probably going to say I learned the most about myself. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I've learned so much from the coaching qualities, professional, courageous, all of those, not to toot my own horn, but to toot my own horn. Every single one of those qualities represent who I am, even before I found out what life coaching was anyway. Their methodology and everything, the way they go about things and what they teach, because I know all of these schools are not teaching the same thing, but the things that I've learned about assumptions and beliefs and why trusting the process is so important, and why trust in general is so important, and intuition, like, so many of the components that I've learned from them have just taught me about life, right? Like, everything that I have learned, I've applied those things to life, and not just myself, but like, oh my God, like, that is so true. And they've all proven to be true. Like, trusting the process, ever since I've learned to do that, or I've learned the importance of that, it continues to be true. Every time I operate in my intuition, right, that red blinky light, it continues to be true. Every time I am in level 2 listening, not even with my clients, but in the moment with somebody, and when I'm in level 2 listening and I just wait 5 seconds before I respond, my client has their own answer. And so I'm learning that everything I've learned as a life coach is what works in life. And I love that, because I've always been big on personal development and big on getting further than where I am now. And I definitely think all those things are for sure going to help me. I love it. They've definitely dropped some gems on me, and I love that. Well, they definitely gave me some of the most important things for me. I am a student at heart. I love learning. I love wisdom, knowledge, education. So the fact that they were able to give that to me was more important to me than anything, because so many people can call themselves a life coach or do say that they're a life coach, but they don't know how to be a life coach. They don't know that being a life coach is not necessarily about being good at a certain thing, but it is about being good with people and being able to pull things out of people. They don't know that, but I know that, because Life Coach EDU taught me that, right? And so I love all of the actual knowledge that came a part of, right? Even when I say to my clients or my people that I close as clients, I'm like, I'm actually a certified coach. They're like, oh, I'm like, yes, I went to school for this. I know what I'm doing. That definitely puts the cherry on top and makes it more legitimate. Definitely helps me be more of a professional, because I'm operating in the field that I know to operate in. And then obviously they certified me. I don't know if all schools do that. A lot of people are out here saying that they can turn you into a life coach. I don't know if they can turn you into a certified life coach or put you on the path to become a certified life coach. But those, to be able to say that I'm certified or to be able to have that ACC, NPC, PCC behind my name, that is important. That is very relevant. That is going to make me more credible, going to make my clients trust me, and it's going to hold me to a high standard. I care about integrity. I do have high standards for myself. So to be able to go through school and to go through what it takes to be certified at a high level, that is integrity, and that matters to me and that represents me. So I'm very, very grateful that I can have the knowledge to do what I do. Right, they gave me the foundational knowledge, but they're going to be able to give me continued education. I'm excited to like go higher with you guys and for you guys to be part of my journey. You guys have given me like an amazing amount of support. So I definitely would say the knowledge, the wisdom, the education, and their professionalism is what they gave me, because I wouldn't have been able to, I would not have wanted to do it without having actual knowledge and education on how to do this and to be certified to a standard, a professional standard, and an ethical standard that matters to me. And I know that will matter to my future clients. So I'm grateful for that for sure. I would say my story has some loss in it, some struggle in it. I was on the path, right? There's one path we're all supposed to go. We're supposed to go to high school, then we're supposed to go to college, we're supposed to graduate, and then we're supposed to get a job. And I was on that path until life smacked me in the face and put me through what I think a lot of people probably went through in 2016 and 2017 was really, really deep depression. And I was in college at Auburn University, and I was so successful until I wasn't successful anymore. And I felt myself dying. This is what I called it, dying on the inside. I was like, I'm dying. This is dying. And when I say that, I knew that my inner self, like my light and my spirit I was like, I am not even the person that I was when I came to this place. And I don't know, I mean, I guess everybody knows like what college does to you, but I think, college tossed me to and fro and really shook me up. And I think I learned so much about myself that I was like, this isn't for me. I didn't know if it was for me. So I didn't finish school. And coming from the family that I come from, who has very high standards, that was a struggle, right? To put a damper even more on me, like that was even darker, because here is everybody around me just blazing by, right? Continuing to have all this success and everybody's graduating. And I was like, oh my God, that was supposed to be me. That was supposed to be me. That was supposed to be me. I was like fighting, like that was supposed to, what is happening? So, right, I lost my college education. And my mom was like, well, do you want to go back? And I didn't want to go back because I felt like this was destined to happen. And I still do feel like that was destined to happen, right? It is part of my journey. So I lost, and then I lost friends, which was very hard, but I'm happy because that was destined to happen. I believe those people who are not in my life are not supposed to be in my life anymore. I lost my health. I just lost finances. I lost a lot. And I was like, wow, I feel myself right back at square one. And I'm like, what am I going to do with my life? What am I going to do with myself? And what am I going to do with my life? But as always, the thing that has always been rooted in me, and my mother has always taught me about like integrity, right? And being better than what you are, and always doing the right thing and the best thing. And my father, I grew up listening to like self-development tapes all the time. And my stepfather is a very spiritual person. So he used to give me a lot of wisdom and a lot of guidance and things that, okay, this is not helping me in the moment, but what you're saying to me is giving me life, right? Is making me come back alive. So I think with the combination of these three things and my own personal development and caring about myself and knowing that I'm not like nothing less than excellence for myself, or like nothing less than great, or you want to be on stage, you have all of these things that you want for yourself. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? So I made those decisions like in my struggle that was like, okay, you're gonna have to make bold action for yourself because now, right? Like people who go to school, they have an easy path to follow. Like somebody's telling you what to do, you know how to do it, you get a degree and you go apply to this. There's ways to do it, there's a path to do it. But for me, it wasn't like that anymore. Now I'm just trying to figure out what am I gonna do by myself. And that was pretty hard, but I think that was like the meat, so much meat of my journey, and exactly like why I'm here now, because the exact type of people that I want to help are people just like that, who was going and going and going until they slammed like right into a window and they're like, whoa, now I'm back on my butt. What do I do? Right? I've lost a lot. I've lost myself. What do I do? And there's definitely something to do because I think that stuff is supposed to happen, right? Like I believe in destiny and I believe in fate. I don't believe in coincidences. I think all of those things are supposed to happen. So for me, I feel like it was supposed to happen because of course there's going to be somebody who goes through the same exact thing I do. There are so many people. I mean, already in my life, I've learned so many people are going through that and feeling like they have to go this one path. And then suddenly when they're not on this one path, they're lost and they're insecure and they're confused and they're afraid and they feel unsuccessful and right? All of these very dark things that can make you feel like you're dying inside. But I personally feel like, right, with bold action and the help of God and the divine, that I'm where I'm supposed to be. And that I'm going to be able to use my story and my transparency and my leadership to inspire and empower other people and let them know that, you know, your loss doesn't define you. And if you learn from it, you know, it can make you greater than what you are, you know, so definitely have overcome a lot. A lot of people call me a phoenix, right? Because I feel like I have gone through a lot, but I always overcome, right? I don't choose to let things defeat me at all. They feel very defeating in the moment, but I choose not to let it defeat me and not let it define me. So I think that major loss there has prepared me for whatever loss I'm going to experience in the future. So I feel confident knowing that I'm a lot stronger than what I would have been had I not gone through that. I feel like it would be narcissistic to say myself, so I'm not going to say that. I really am proud of myself and I love the way that I overcome things. But just to step outside of that, I will say that I think that my fathers are probably large influences on me. And I say I have a stepfather and a biological father. So like I said, my biological father I grew up listening to self-development tapes and he still does listen to those things, or he tells me like, the wise man once told me. So he's always like giving me these like good life lessons. And I've always like been around like ways to develop into a better person. I mean, I would say that my stepfather the same way. He's a very spiritual man of God. So he's always given me wisdom, really, really good wisdom and really good guidance. And I think those things have been necessary because those have, you know, just been part of my path. So I'll definitely say both of my fathers have had pretty big influences on me for sure.